You guys see that new Nintendo clock they're coming out with? It's $100. Have you guys seen it? I cannot think of a worse hell for people who play Splatoon than to wake up to the sound effects of Splatoon. How are you guys doing today? How are we doing? Could you imagine playing Splatoon and having it invade your consciousness while you're asleep? There is no worse punishment. That is like, I have no mouth and I'm a Splatoon. I'm a squid. I have no sack and I must ink. Type shit. Anyways, it is a cute clock though. If they come out with a Xenoblade version for it, I'm gonna get it. I know I'm gonna get it. But I need to get the Bravern body pillow first, so I'm gonna focus on that. But yeah, hello everybody. Hi Morse Code. Hi Charlie. How are you guys doing? We are going to be finishing Ace Attorney Investigations 1 today, God willing. EP sleepy, EP tired. Thank you so much for coming in, even though you're EP. Let me turn off the music. Oops. Okay, well that turned it off. And we're gonna switch to Ace Attorney. And it's on. And here we are. Here we go. I'm pretty excited. Oh, everything's on fire. Okay, continue. Shilong Lang is gonna be in this. Yay! Yahoo! Oh yeah, my dad gave me a thing of ice cream. I might eat this. Okay. Oh, there he is. Count off! One! Shifu, 99 callouts. So all 99 members are most likely here and accounted for, sir. Hey, you. Yeah, you, the second number one from my right. Sir, yes, sir? Here, a birthday present for you. What? Shifu, I didn't know you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have. Shifu, you're more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Longji says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. That present isn't for you. It's for your younger brother's wife's brother. What? It's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. Tell him I said hi, and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir! Shifu, I can't believe you remember that much about all of us. Shifu, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying. Oh my god. I should probably leave them to their alone time. Alright, meeting's over. Everyone, head for your posts. Dismiss! I'm eating a ice cream cone. Yo! Are you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena and she's already filled me in. It sounds like you're out to get in my way again. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. Your Miles Edgeworth investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian embassy. Huh. And what if I say no? Hey, is there audio? Is there game audio? Because I'm not seeing the game audio. Hang on. Okay, there is. I don't know why it's like hidden. Okay, I see it. There we go. Yeah, it was hidden on OBS. I didn't see it, so I was like, is there game audio playing? Hang on, I'm just like putting this in my mouth as quickly as I can. Okay, I ate it. I'm back.
Objection!
Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I have received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended to the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. Alabasta has the strictest immigration regulations in the world. Oh, didn't you know? Even among my elite men, only about half of them were admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen and we might spoil the soup, if you get what I mean. Too many cooks, too many cooks. How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. Oh, hang on. I forgot I left my phone over on my bed and I need to have it nearby. Just in case. Okay, there we go. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? No one told you? We had an incident in Alabast as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie! Just let us in already! Hello? What? Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? That is the oldest man I've ever seen. Not really. Just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask us to please allow these people to join the investigation. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It is all because I lacked the strength to govern well. This is the oldest man I've ever seen in my life. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weakling! Gorkus! Curse your frailty and inability to change, to affect change in your country! What are you... The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. And it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There, you see? Oh, no way! Oh. Ambassador Alba, I ask you to please reconsider letting them into Alabast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Bobolese embassy. And he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. So I ask for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Bobal someday. All right, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyway.
Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in! We're in!
Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babal murder. So, I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babal. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good to me. The fewer troublemakers, the better.
Wah. Wah.
I don't know what rasp means. But they're so besties.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
So, I wanted to ask for a while now, but that lady over there, is she who I think she is?
Ah, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Franziska von Kama, the prosecutorial party. It's nice to see you again.
Oh, I knew it! You're the whip lady!
You may address me as Miss von Kama.
Miss von Karma, I leave the investigation of Alabasta in your hands.
Thanks. Rest assured, I will outsmart both the smuggling and the Atsugasu. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Franziska a bit more about them before I head into Alabast. Ah, and I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Palladino for all that he's done for me. Okay, let's just look around a bit. There are stacks of pamphlets about the two embassies here. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please take as many as you'd like. You'll find that you can cut out the last page and use it as a coupon. I'm afraid I must decline as I have little interest in them. Oh, wait, I thought Americans loved coupons. That man in the green coat earlier was beyond ecstatic when I gave him some. Ambassador Palladino, I ask that you please not think of him as representative of all Americans. The Steel Samurai and Jammin' Ninja stage shows were held just beyond these doors. After the Jammin' Ninja show ended, we came out here and were greeted with a fire. Then the appearance of the Yatagarasu and a murder. We're far from solving anything yet. Hi, Gio. Hang on, I have this ice cream, but I want to put it in the freezer. Just because I know I'm not going to be able to eat it. There we go. There's a flat panel, a VCR, and a row of Steel Samurai videos on this table. Oh, flat panel means the TV. I was like, what are you talking about? There might be a clue among these. I had better check the titles of these videos very carefully. My. The things I put myself through for the sake of the investigation. He's such a dork. These flowers were a gift from Global Studios. They seem to be prospering quite a bit thanks to their constant stream of hit shows. The national flag of the Republic of Babal is on display here. A crest on it features a butterfly. The Babalese Embassy, which sits to the right of the theater, and the Alabastian Embassy, which sits to the left. Something has happened in each of the two embassies. I sense that the unconventional methods will be required to solve both of these mysteries. Huh. May I ask you to please move out of the way?
I'm sorry, sir, but we are currently clearing the area beyond a fallen burnt bush. I ask for your patience until we're done.
Very well. Oh, and I hope the brush clearing goes smoothly. What is that? Window? The Babalese Embassy is just outside this window. The burn marks on it look pretty bad. It's a shame that they were in the middle of renovations. The fire did little to help there. And behind me, Ambassador Palladino's dry smile hides the tears in his eyes. Talk to me, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, I'm counting on you to keep Kay safe.
Yeah, sure. You just leave everything to me, sure. And don't worry, I'll take good care of Gummy for you. We'll go investigate into the Babal side of things together. Right, Kay? That's right, Gummy.
All they're missing is the last stooge. They're such besties. I love it so much. These flowers are a gift from the Gatewater Imperial Hotel. It appears that their business has boomed since they became a Steel Samurai sponsor. Window. I can see the courtyard in the Alabastian Embassy through this window. But this side is under the same dire straits as the Babalese side. An incident has occurred on both sides of this one building. Why must fate make everything in my life so full of complexities? There we go. Ah! Let's talk to you.
You have been granted permission to enter by Ambassador Alba. Please feel free to enter the Flower Nation, the Kingdom of Alabas.
Huh, the Flower Nation, you say? Well, the garden certainly lives up to that name.
Yes, it does. Our rose garden, which is in full bloom right now, is really something else.
Oh, if only it wasn't. I can enjoy myself a bit more then. Does he not like roses? The national flag of the Kingdom of Alabast is on display here. The crest on it features a flower. The knife with the flower design on it that we found in the Babalese embassy. It would appear that it is definitely connected to the Kingdom of Alabast. Okay, let's talk to you. Ambassador Palladino, I am in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador, on my honor. Wow, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. No, that's quite all right. Oh, how about this then? Bink. And what exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink, known as Babalese ink. It's made exclusively in Babal. So this Babalese ink, we make it from wood crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink. One dip of your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. How fortunate for me. The ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. That's probably worth like $100. Great! Wonderful! I guarantee you that writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Okay. You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing. Agent Hinks, I almost said Agent Hinks again, whose help I had requested, was cut down before he completed his task. There is no room for further failure in my perfect investigation. In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct? It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. You mean the Babalese ink? But why are there restrictions on the export of Babalese ink to begin with? This is classified Interpol info.
Hold it!
Franziska, as your subordinate, I'm a part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you? Point taken. Very well, I fill you in. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zingfa. Counterfeit bills? One sec. Okay. Yes, as I may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Babal's special Babalese ink. And it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babalese ink from real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babal. Oh, what? That's where this document comes into play, correct? Correct. Mr. Coulson was smuggling large amounts of Babalese ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem. Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink. Yes, and while you're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile. Since we haven't been able to locate any of these items since the Babalese embassy, we're looking into the Alabastion embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden. Mark my words, I will find them. Alright. Well, shall we get going? What's wrong, Kay?
I didn't get permission to enter Alabast, so we're gonna go gather whatever info we can over on the Bob Lee side, okay?
All right, I'm counting on you two.
Great, and I'm counting on you and Miss Von Karma to sniff out clues in Alabast. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phony, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush over straight away, no matter where you are.
I'll let you know when the time comes. That's the Steel Samurai! What? Mask to mask! Do you see? It's right behind me! Mask to mask! What are you doing there? Hello? Huh? Ah! Why do you think you're telling my subordinate? Oh. You're... Hey, man! Etchy! Oh, thank the heavens you're here! I'm in a really big pickle, your lordship. The raven, it appeared, poof, and then disappeared, swoosh! And though I am the Steel Samurai, my sword, I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Who is this food cake? I am Larry of the House of Butts, married man of New York, Tokyo, milady. Now I remember. This person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's up with that answer? Miss Butt is in a bind, and you act like it's no big deal. What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect guide! I accidentally became a suspect in a murder! I see. That is quite the bind. Not sufficiently specifies. Yes, I pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. He's kind of stacked. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble with a capital T. He is also the only canonically straight man in Ace Attorney. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? Can he read your mind? You're so mean, Edgy! If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends go down by 1. That was uncalled for. Besides, you're... Wait, hold on. Larry? It was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? Huh? Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you through my headpiece. What's going on? And why are you beat head? Sorry? But could you not speak to me right now? Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? Aha, so this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Miles has never been more devastated in his life than right now, including his father's death. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man who had snuck into this embassy, masked to mask the second. Wait, no! No, that's not the same guy. Mask to mask the second. Larry, once I prove you innocent, I'm going to kill you. No! Cinnamon bun head. It's not him, right? I really hope it's not actually him. Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry is not the type to commit murder. Still, it is a rather daunting stroke of misfortune that I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing.
Chifu, we've identified the victim.
Good work. I'll take that report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? Did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf. That one. Why do you talk like this? So no, you may not take a peek. But Agent Lang. Yay! It's my boy! Agent Lang, will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Ah, yeah, of course. Ew, let the detective see the file. You're Detective Bad? You're the prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagarasu, non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop, in case a card was ever found. What incredible dedication to the case. Detective Bad knows the Yatagarasu's MO very well. And his passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. Something I can respect. But, Detective Bad, I must ask, are you gonna make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagarasu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. I am in your debt, Detective Bad. Look at my badge! Detective Bad, I'm wondering if you might be able to tell me something about this. Sorry, but I don't give a hoot about things that aren't related to the Yatagarasu. It looks like nothing about you has changed since the 7 years, huh? Huh. Daughter of Von Karma, you're still just a sapling of a prosecutor, so... I'll have you know that I've already gone into stately tree of a prosecutor. Is that right? Is he just toying with Francisca? He seems to be enjoying this quite a bit. About the murder of Damascus II, would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? When the Yatagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty and put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, Damascus II, he broke into this embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another. And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective? That... samurai? He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he is completely harmless. One sec. This theme bangs. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here at the Yellow Bastion Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech. And that's when the Yatagarasu showed. But keep in mind, the Yatagarasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats, for the guests who had been called to sit in them, were empty. A no-show? Who was it that failed to take their seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at the time. And where was he? He was on the roof, with one of his legs down a chimney. What? What are you doing, man? That chimney leads directly into this room. What are you doing, man? What? I gotta admit, that looks pretty bad. Larry Potts, you've really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Good lord. What is that? There was a grandfather clock just like this one earlier in the Babalese embassy.
Hi, sideways! Hello!
You know, symmetry is a fine thing, but their interior design really suffers for it. Really? I think this clock actually fits this decor of this room quite well. I suppose the wood does suit the all-natural atmosphere of this room. Its design and same materials it's made of strikes a good balance with the pants. Hey, you two! Now's not the time to be talking about interior decorating, you know? Hurry up and save me! Be quiet! Ah! This is all part of my elite investigation. All you need to do is be quiet and watch. Actually, I do believe Larry has a point for once. What is that? What is that point supposed to be? Francisca, can't you see that it's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba? Miss Edgeverse, as a sportnet, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think. I look forward to your salary assessment next month. You are deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Hey, how about that? I've got a few things I gotta ask you too. What is it? It's like, both you and him. How is it that the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? Shut up! Shut up! And Francie, what about that promise you made to me? Promise? That promise? The one where you said you would model for my next book. Francie's Whippity Whipped. Oh my god. Ah! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. Look at my badge. Larry, I wonder if you might know what this is. Nope, not a clue. You didn't even look at it. Nah, that's because the only thing I can see right now is for the form of my lovely Francie. Shut up. Oh, in that case, allow me to help you seal my form into you for all eternity. Ah! Ah! He died. Now this is a trip I'm willing to endorse, especially if we can finally get some peace here. What is wrong with this guy? As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Larice Donim now? That's Donim! Larice Donim! Get that straight in your head, Edgy! Like me, the only canonically straight character in Ace Attorney! Ah! Oh, I remember. It's a fluid, pale imitation of a field artist. No, you've got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Larice business. Besides, when Bangelina left me— What? What kind of a name is Bangelina? That's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. Oh, hang on. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could through the Steel Samurai outfit. Cutting and blasting makes less and less sense each time we meet. I can't get over the name Bangelina, man. I believe that he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it! I knew you know what I meant, Edgy? Not really. It's not so much as I understood. But a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey, don't tell me you suspect me too! Nonsense. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. For past experience has taught me that you are always at the center of some insane event. Edgy! How could you be so mean, stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. So, I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop Francie from whipping me from behind. So, I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So you will tell me what exactly you did, Larry. Nope, not yet, Edgy. It'll take more than that to loosen my lips. A lot more! Confess, now. Okay, well, I was up on the roof. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, what's your custom and the legendary hero? Legendary hero? Santa Claus! Santa Claus? I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys, but when I got there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. And? Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up.
Objection!
Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know! I did graduate from junior high, you know! Then you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. You absolute squeeb! You dork! I hate him. This guy's a squeeb. Oh, crud! It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa?
Objection!
Let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No! Hey, wait a sec. We're not in court. I wench. What kind of exchange was that? Hashtag drain gang. There are some weapons on display on this wall. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts to the Bobbly's knives. Which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cochin. Every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I can spot absolutely no difference between this prima duck statue and Babal's. This statue's face looks a bit like the costume hero you like so very much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. Goodness gracious. What is it supposed to be? Oh, I've already... Can't you see that it's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba? As a subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think. I look forward to your salary assessment next month. You are deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that. It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. It comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live life like bam. You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although, it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgy? You're just like staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence. It will point something out about this spear. Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this? I felt as if I saw no whips on display here. Knives adorned with flowers are on display here. Francisca, ditch the whip, hit him with a 2x4. I suspect that these are the counterparts to the Bobbly's knives. The blades of these knives should match the blade of the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. What? One of the knives is missing its blade. Let's see if the two pieces, the blade and the handle, fit each other. Yep. It appears as if it fits quite well, almost seamlessly. That means that the Alabastian knife did That means that an Alabastian knife did find its way into Babal. The thunk of a good pine board. But how? Interesting. I'm gonna deduce that last because I want to be able to do everything. The person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder. The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even using the National Treasure as a backdrop. Hang on. Okay. I just don't understand. What exactly is so great about the top knot there? Huh. Clearly, there is a depth to the show that a young person like you can't fathom. This is actually for adults, it's not made for children. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show of costume actors? Let Edgeworth enjoy his tokusatsu in peace. It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I can't see I see anything unusual about it. It's interesting. Larry said that there was smoke coming out. What if he went on the wrong side? And the smoke he saw wasn't from the fire, but it was from the big fire. Hello? Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally lovely name. How's it verse? Is it staying? I should hardly think passion flowers are that fair. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. Christ mentioned? Jesus mentioned in Ace Attorney? Canon? Canon to Ace Attorney? Jesus Christ? As they say, you learn something new every day. This might be Ambassador Alba's desk. His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work. Sapling growth log, it finally sprouted today. Funny, this doesn't look like important work to me. Christianity is canon, Ace Attorney? Hey.
No matter how hard you try, you'll never be a necessity in our Shifu's investigation.
Is that a fact? But no matter how good he is bound to overlook something.
If you insult our Shifu, then prepare to be punished.
Oh, and how exactly does he punish us?
Every investigator under Shifu's command will work to disrupt your investigation.
Vindictive much? You did some investigating over in the Babalese embassy too, right? I did. Is there a problem? Log G says, a wolf who aims to hunt for two rabbits at once? I believe the idiom you require is, he who runs after two hares will catch neither. A real wolf can catch both. I see. So what are you trying to say, seeing as how I am currently handling two cases? Suit yourself, but don't say I didn't warn you. What was that exchange? What was that? That was nonsense. The counterpart to the Babalese butterfly is the alabastrian flower. The butterfly flower, simple lovely things, but can we interpret this to mean that the alabaster provides honey to Baba? Francisca, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment? Very well then, let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with. Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen, and butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How was that, Miss Von Karma? Your explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Well, let's continue this investigation. Francisca, why can't you just admit I had something there? 'Cause you didn't. Hi, Rover. Hello, how you doing? There was the exact same statue in that Babalese office we examined. It's the duck statue. It's the national treasure of the Principality of Codopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of these two is a replica. But both Alabasta and Baba claims to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. It was almost the exact same wall mount for the knives on the Babalese side, but I can't see any of the details from this distance. It's a duck statue. There was one of these on the Babalese side as well. It's very valuable and made of pure gold. It was the national treasure of Codopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that of the two, one of the two is a replica. But both Alabasta and Baba claim to have the real thing and won't budge from their claim. What an incredibly childish fight to have. The counterpart to the Babalese butterfly is the alabastrian flower. The butterfly— You've already said this! We've already said this. We've already been through this dialogue. Oh. Can I deduce anything from this? Strange. Let's look at the body. So, this is the victim, Damask the Second. What is with his gaudy outfit? You don't know about Mask Damask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. So this thief is separate from the Askasu. I thought they were for a while, because their MO and targets were different. The mask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is a signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about Damask. That's alright. All I'd probably hear tales of his failure anyway. Huh. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? I won't rest until I've investigated every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Ha. There's not a single shred of fashion sense in Damask's costume. Pardon me. Well, I can at least appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You don't know? You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold? Since when? Since around New Year's? The streets are practically flooded with them. Turns out, Damask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be. I can't believe that foolish fool for dressed in fool's clothing to act foolishly! I got your point about 3 foolishes back, Francesca. What's this? I suppose this was the wrapping cloth Mr. Mask II used to carry his stolen goods. But there's nothing wrapped in it now. I'm good. I guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever it was he was out to steal. Sword. So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's if it's a sleeping sword, isn't it? What did you expect? It's the Steel Samurai Daddy's secondary weapon. I only call it his secondary because although he uses his sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns to in a real fight. You should know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai. That's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of the sword is the Steel Samurai. Or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to prove him innocent. I thought the Damask had quit the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name. Phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashi No. No cash. I hate this game. His name is No Cash and he doesn't have work. Oh god, I hate it here. He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, they determined that this guy is the real Damask II. The cause of death appears to be the loss of blood from the back of his head. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. It would appear that directions on how to reach to this room were written by hand. This is a very strange... scrap shape. There was something written on the back as well. I'd like you to steal the pivotal statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who might notice themselves like that? If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who was the person that requested the theft of the duck statue? Okay. Talk to Larry. Larry, about the Steel Samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that! Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know? Yes, apparently you did. And, oh, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left it afterwards. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone! Shocked! Foolish fool, looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take some things that big with you? Who would believe such a tale?
Hold it!
Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy, you believe me? I just knew that our friendship was something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Check this out. Oh, hey, it's the Steel Samurai! I want you to answer this for me, Larry, and depending on the answer, I may let you live. The Steel Samurai that was up there on that stage, was that really you? Yep, sure was. Larry! You! Steel Samurai, sissy sash! I was moved by the performance of this man! This completely useless, worthless bum! I fear I never may recover from this. Do you recognize this? Okay. You didn't even look at it! I don't think there's anything more we can do. Yeah, we should probably do some stuff. I think this... Here we go.
Eureka!
Larry, about this spear. Oh, are you feeling it? Bam! I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me or is the spear a bit bent? No way! It's exactly as it should be, yo! What? My name is Skylar White, yo. I have here the autograph you wrote for me earlier. Now take a good look at this, what you drew with your own hands. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. Ah! What do you have to say to that? I'm sorry. When I hold this spear in my hands, all of a sudden I feel super powerful. And then, during practice, I was spinning it around and around, and bam! It hit the wall! Yo, unbelievable! This is an embassy! But I've always been like that, ever since I was a kid. One time, on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and I played with it late that night. I'm just a useless hot-butted man! Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so it was some field trip, and I began a shadow fight with myself. Not that! I meant what you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that. It's no biggie. It's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simple as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Edgy, you're so naive. What? Where did that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit it against practically anything and it would bend. He thought it was authentic. He's such a dork. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take the wrong way. I just think that personality is cute. It's Gatmoa, you know? Canonically only straight man. He's trying his best. I see. The friendship truly is something special, Mr. Miles Edgefast. That's not friendship, it's utter humiliation! Goodness gracious. Okay, last thing is here, I believe. Strange. let's try presenting this. There's clearly a contradiction here. Yes, I believe you're right. Clearly it's like saying you're logic. Apparently I was mistaken. Damn it. This sure looks like fun, Edgy. Well, it's not. And let's not forget for whose sake I am suffering. I hope you're considering that. What am I supposed to deduce here? The only thing I can think of is... Oh, maybe this? What am I supposed to deduce from here? Eureka! No! The struggler. Let me save. I'm genuinely unsure. Yes. I've only decided since this one myself, which is why we need to investigate some more. Yes, I agree. My priority should be on understanding what the current situation is. Huh, of course. I was planning to do that from the very beginning. In that case, hurry up and start the investigation already. I will! So, let's get started! In order to find out the truth behind what happened here, I should start by gathering as much information as I can. It's a statue of the founder of Cadopia, Pliny Dogs. Because it's a national treasure, I've hoped to only feel allowed access to it. That's exactly right. Even we're not allowed to touch it. Not without the ambassador's permission, anyway. If we lay even a single finger on it, bam, it's instant jail time. Understood. So, it's that precious of a national treasure that a single touch can lead to arrest. And yet, I sense that there is something off about the statue. What is the source of this unease I feel? Look at my badge! What about you also get this badge? I have fun too, you know. Ah, yes, so you do. But seeing as I'm not currently a proper prosecutor, I thought I'd give presenting it a try. Is it any way for you to act so at your superior? As if threatening or whipping is the proper way of lecturing someone. Let's do some logic. We do not have the ability to do any logic. There's something weird about this statue, I see. It looks exactly the same. Am I stupid? Am I stupid? Wait, why is it... Wait. Eureka! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd. Why is it facing that way? See the apparent joy on Sebastian's face as he shakes out Top-Knot's hand? That's not it. I was trying to point out the statue in this photo was facing a different way. You're right. The statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or secretariat-level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched the statue around the time of the crime. I guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's... Yo, Pink Prince! Princess, how you feeling? Still feeling ill? Lady, your boobs. Your boobers. And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Albastian Embassy a visit. I believe I mean to speak with her as well. Why do I have a bad feeling? Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Why do I have a bad feeling? Miss Pink Princess, if you would please answer— Oh. Me?
This must be what they call fate.
How can this happen 2 days in a row?
What the? Aren't you Miss Oldbag?
Why are you so surprised?
Ah, so you're the one that got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now.
You are acquaintances with Larry.
Why, yes. We worked at the same company for a little while, you know. That's why it's okay, my itchy boo. You don't need to be jealous. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep, but it was so noisy here that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious edgy poo waiting here for me.
It's me, Grandma, my Anastasia.
I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I misjudged you, edgy poo.
You misjudged him?
I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know.
That was no misjudgment on your part. That was precisely what I was trying to do.
But it looks like the winds have shifted and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, edgy poo. I chase you forever to the ends of the earth.
Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye. Look at my badge!
What's this? A present for me?
No, obviously I can't simply give you a piece of evidence.
Ha, I see. You're just embarrassed to give it to me in front of all these people. But don't worry, I can wait. A present of love from my itchy poo is beyond worth it.
What a bother. If only you knew how much Francisca. She's like, I feel like she's like holding herself back because she's an old woman. She's like, I can't attack her. I would kill her. Why are you in the Balkans? Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gadewaterland as the Pink Badger.
What are you talking about? That was ages ago.
That was yesterday.
Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, all right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually.
They're so wrong. They called you.
Apparently, the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from bad cold. It happened so suddenly, and so they called me in to be her last-minute replacement.
Do they not have enough people on staff at that studio?
I really couldn't say no, so here I am playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. But the poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her, she's going to have a terrible time when she returns. I mean, I'm like, great with you. There's supposed to be standing at the very last second, so I tripped over the bed with a ragdoll instead of the shuriken, and the others was an upper one. I tell you, they're really just a bunch of simpletons.
You're a lively old lady. So, basically, you received the stand-in request this morning, correct?
You got it! If you need to see it, I've got it right here. Look!
It appears that she is telling the truth.
I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears.
Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall.
But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this.
Huh?
It's a letter from a stalker!
Wendy... Oh, that 100% is supposed to say Mindy. That is like a million... Yeah, look at how he types... Look at how he writes, like, the E's. That is 100,000,000% supposed to say Mindy.
Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says! Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving night. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you think he could get my name right. There's no accent in my name.
Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? Yeah. Look at the E's. Ah, but now that you're here, Edgy Poo, I feel 100% safe. Where do I factor into this?
You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy Poo?
Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later.
Oh, come on, Edgy Poo, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get.
Goodness gracious. What were you doing at the time of the crime?
What crime?
What?
After the show was over, I had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm.
There a murder causes the room right next to yours.
Is that right? Oh, Edgy Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me, caress me.
Hold it!
If you could please not cling onto my personage. In any case, I take it since you failed to show up at Ambassador Alba's speech.
Oh, that. No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young tender maiden, but my body just refused to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all.
Can you provide proof of your condition?
Oh, you just go on ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy.
I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Oh my god. Doggy! Is that missile? Is that Ace Attorney missile?
Professor Von Karn, my blood missile as you requested, sir.
Good fuck. You may leave now, officer. Missile! Huh. This dog. I accosted the assistance of a dog and asked us for the Yatsagasu. It's Missile! Looks like you have some pretty bright dogs in this country too. It's Missile! 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 Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy! That's the police dog Gumshoe's been taken care of. I think its name is Missile! Missile! Missile mentioned! What if I think the police dog just dashes out in front and attacks? That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know. Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go! Missile! I love you, Missile! Missile! Missile, my baby! Missile! Missile, baby! Good dog! You're really quite bright, aren't you? And like a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? That is this. It looks like a small hot dog, but. Huh? Wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog? No! Bad Missile! He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that. Just a meat substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure he'll be fine. There's quite a bit of information you guys would say on a single quick glance. We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog here in the first place. Yeah, this is the Ace Attorney version of Missile, who is based on Shu Takumi's real dog, who unfortunately is not alive anymore, but very sweet little doggy. Missile and Ghost Trick is more directly like this. Like real Missile was not a Shiba. Real Missile was a Pom, and he was just the sweetest little doggy. It looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found. Oh, and what do we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I thought that Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing. I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the kind of shirt would even fit him. What did the dog eat? A hot dog. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it.
Good dog. Good doggy. Good funny doggy. Oh, the doggy. Doggy!
He was a much bigger house than I thought he would be. Yes, however, there are a few aspects I don't quite understand about what he found. In such case, you should keep on investigating until you do understand. Now, my subordinates, continue with the investigation. All right, I will. It is with great dread that I proceed and do what I must to solve the case. Oh, the funny doggy. Oh, the doggy. Oh, the doggy. My good, Who is it? Why was the hot dog with the shirt? I don't know, man. Is this your shirt? If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt.
Oh, Edgy Poo, what is the meaning of this? Huh? Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly give it to you as many as you like.
Ugh, thanks, but no thanks. This shirt was found near this crime scene.
What?
Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it's doing here?
I know nothing. Nothing, I tell you.
What?
Oh, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt, but I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know. Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get
Nobody's doing that.
You're too cruel, Edgy Poo.
Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room?
Of course I am. If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am? I tell you, it's always like this. It's always my fault for some reason or another. The tablet, the camera's missing. They're missing. Speaking of missing, there's a man at my husband. Can you really think I'm gonna guess I'm stuck marrying you? What kind of proposal is that? What kind of proposal? I don't deserve you, but I can't help it when you marry. Honestly, men these days.
Well, I don't believe she's lying about her actions, so I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow, the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. I assume the samurai dog was also yours.
Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can see through everything about me.
And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details. Before I do that, I had an idea. Okay.
Hello? I'm clicking.
Okay, that didn't help. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it?
Oh, of course, I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy poo.
Hold it!
If you could just stick to what I asked you!
Edgy, are you in Miss Oldbag?
No!
You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine.
Would you like this slightly used hot dog?
Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy.
A present?
The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them on onto the pushcart just to move them all. Their studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves. Right, Edgy?
So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions?
Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you gonna stick up for me?
About that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And then they were. The samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor.
I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show.
Well, with by preparation, you mean sampling them as well.
Excuse me?
Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they're for a kids' show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to a half a dozen or so boxes. As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is... Huh, what is it now? Oh, I know, I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one, the rest are all for me.
Looks like the lesson for today is that Vince steal samurai as the pink princess. Take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. Doggy woggy you doggy. Logic? There is no trace of this room's fireplace being used. And your point is? Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least according to Larry. This is a contradiction of facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something about the roof? There was testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So, no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went? Ah, I see. So what you are proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically, the fireplace of neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're playing? Precisely. The lady's undershirt that Missile found. Missile! Ah! Why are you getting all excited about holding onto a lady's undergarment? Master's you're in Kussisug. If you know the owner of said undershirts, then hurry up and return it to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. The owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt. Are you seriously claiming that it has somehow passed through a solid big hole? Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look as the back of the fireplace is in order. There's an X on the back wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can get a better look at it. What? What? The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. Is it neighboring room? There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. But the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there was a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. If we don't know, it's a fireplace connects to two rooms. But how exactly is this significant? You're not going to suddenly name the old lady as the second killer now, are you? No, she couldn't have moved at all because of her stiff hip. So, she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing to do whatsoever with this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask the Second's murder. Oh, the funny Missile! Oh, the Missile! Oops, I tabbed out. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well then, if you are prepared. I'll show exactly where my detections have led me. Good! I'm counting on you, Edgy! Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie! I know that there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why is it that you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world and then kill myself and throw everything into mass confusion! What the fuck is... You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I have only one thing to say to you. Even if you make that face at me, it's no use! A man who's ready to die is strong-willed, you know? Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy. Although, allow me to say, that I considered you to be among the innocent in this case. And I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright. This time, I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works? Just what happened will do. Now then, if you'll please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight. After the show, I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came into the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know? So then, I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you to not lie anymore.
But it's kind of ultra embarrassing.
And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me?
Edgy, man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out with me!
As your superior, I command you to hurry it up and expose this man's lie. I like how this exchange is very clearly Larry just being like,
yeah, I am lying to you. I'm not gonna tell you what about, but I'm 100% lying. Just figure it out yourself, man. Just figure it out yourself.
every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. After the show, okay, I left the pushcart in the Rose Garden and came in the embassy. Then until they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try.
Hold it!
That is like an insane bush. Me when I saw her in Alien. You suddenly wanted to play Santa?
Oh, well, actually, I just been Santa once before already. So that was down at Gourd Lake.
I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Oh God.
Sounds like you guys share a lot of
history. A perk to being childhood friends, huh?
Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know.
Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all. Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal? Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is quite a big deal.
Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa-quality stuff?
Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang.
Hey, Edgy! That's so incredibly mean!
Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world?
Of course I know that! I did graduate from junior high, you know.
In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me whom you were delivering a present to.
I was, delivering a present to a child, not basking in the warm glow of love?
Objection!
That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie.
You sure know how to kick a guy when he's down, you know that?
In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present onto was most certainly this. Who is this?
Take that!
Interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect.
Don't spread lies about me! I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbeck so much that I tried to go down a chimney!
Entices a sorry sound, you're bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever had the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Define wrong impression. I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. This.
Take that!
Larry, I'd like for you to take a look at this piece of evidence.
No way!
But
it's not really all that important, is it? It's always like this. You acting so high and mighty and then you bully me. That's why I refuse to look at it.
Be kind to just take a look.
Well, if you say so, Francie, but only because you say so.
Some people never change. You know, their attitudes do change the whims of women.
So what's up with that anyway?
Huh. Why, it's proof that you never even knew existed, of course.
Oh, is that all? I don't hear it right now, so I'll just give it back to you.
What?
I've got you on the ropes now, don't I?
Was that piece of evidence unrelated to the question at hand? Larry didn't know one very important fact when he tried to sneak into the old bats. Oh, right. This.
Take that!
This is something that the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess. Mindy, was it again? And it seems that this man is quite taken with that actress.
But that's not true, Edgy!
Huh?
She's the one with the hots for me! I just know it! I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Sexy beam, I tell you! You're filthy, despicable, inconsistent, fickle, idiotic, cowardly!
I think I would rather shoot the system pulling me.
Abolition of a man! You haven't been taught else since few aspects.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes? This guy, he's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. Suppose you could put it that way.
Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you want to make me out to be some sort of bad guy?
To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure.
Hey, Edgy, looks like I got the hang of this court thing now.
But we're not in court at the moment.
Shut up! I see what's going on here. It looks just like what you do in court.
I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say.
Angie says, till the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth.
You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I listen.
Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits.
I expected a battle of wits, but you appear to be unarmed.
Your mom sucked me good and hard through my jorts.
Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? So you think that all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy?
Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Hey! Someone say something!
Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession, but as a testimony?
So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? So it was you. You're my stalker. But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one man, and as long as Edgy-Poo is alive, I can't just drop him and be unfaithful. No, I can't, although earlier I was tempted by the wolf man. My love of my ideal Edgy-Poo, stay completely true to my beloved Edgy. Ah, I'm so inspired. You're such an inconsistent, cali, idiotic, and all around completely worthless man.
I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there's nothing further for me to prove at this point.
What do you mean? Of course you still got something to prove. You still have to show some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy.
Proof, you say?
Remember, Edgy? Everything is evidence in a court, right?
You mean evidence is everything?
Kristoff mentioned? Kristoff mentioned? Don't say these words to me. Yeah, see, I'm totally pro with this now.
Very well, if you wish to see the evidence. Then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. Easy peasy.
Objection!
Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter.
Hey! Why are you showing that thing to me?
Zandy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Well, isn't that so romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight?
Ah! I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing.
Objection!
You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. Well, part of this letter shows that the person Larry had intended to meet was Mindy. This.
Take that!
Larry, I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again.
What the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English!
You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me.
It's so embarrassing!
There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for?
They're the best, aren't they? Are you jealous? You seem to be extremely jealous.
For punching. But that'll have to wait until we're off this crime scene. Ashley, save me from the scary man. Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me. Come again? It's a fake! Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter to set me up! Accepted the feed graciously. But you guys are being so mean.
Hold it!
Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life!
Hold it!
Huh. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight. For you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting.
Take that!
This autograph in our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our questions soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry. I did it. It was me causing trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Etchy. So, he finally confesses. I saw the pink princess getting carried around in a stretcher, and I got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Minnie's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So which choice did I have? It was a chimney or bust, Edgy! Ja, nein, jumped from the door to the chimney? What a comedy overreactive imagination. At least I was honest and wrote Minnie a letter and stuck it under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney. Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure conveying said sentiment. I'm really, really sorry. Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I always knew you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me. Because, at the very least, I can attest to that about you. Larry seems like one of those guys that would take the letter from Edgeworth and shove it in his mouth to eat the evidence. No, Phoenix did that. Edgy, you're... We've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. In any case, I believe we consistently now know exactly what happened. Mr. Laybot sought to climb down the chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to answer the rumors the elderly lady next door. Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Though, I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay? What? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet? He means the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect, after all. We may have figured out who he was and what he was doing all night, but the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene? As long as there's no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Ah! Edgy, that guy! He looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me! I wish he would take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bumbler. I've been dealt a very nice hand. And a sweet trump card. Yo, turnabout Trump mentioned? Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon. But the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble. This is one game I can't afford to lose. Come at me, you beautiful man! I was the one who found the body of the victim to mask the second. Beside him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect, Larry Butts, in here too. Hot, I mean what? Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply based on the basis of ownership? This owner wanted to sneak into the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you?
Hold it!
If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that.
Knuckle back!
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give them an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence? You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. But come on! I can't think of something as complicated as that. Right, Etchy? Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you. Or me, for that matter. He could know me. Carnally, I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. You could know me, if you wanted to. There's a winner found the body of the victim. Beside him was a steel samurai sword, glittering red, and offering up the scent of blood.
Hold it!
Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean, the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the tests, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword was made to only be used on stage, so it's not sharp. Why am I getting a call from someone in Salmon Arm? I'm not gonna answer that. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with a sword. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by.
Hold it!
About the samurai sword. Have you received a report from forensics yet? They confirmed that the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. Alright, but have they confirmed that the outline of his wound is consistent with the weapon? Tell me something. Do you see the dead body right there in front of you? So, if they were conducting the autopsy right now, shouldn't the body not be here? Well? Huh. I suppose so. I guess they must still be investigating this room. Meaning that it's possible he doesn't know about that piece of evidence's true nature. Anything else you'd like to chit-chat about? No? Good. Now let's continue. It's hollow. But the problem is, do I present this or that? I'll present this. There we go. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? It's a long spear, right? I used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down, spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history. It's the next most effective weapon after the whip. I think the whip is in a slightly different category. So, what's your point? Are you gonna tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No, I simply want you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent? Precisely. Apparently a certain troublemaker hit it against a wall in this embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the steel samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow. Let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there's not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Teria! Yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd make them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show. The Steel Samurai's special move was changed tonight because of him? Yeah! That wasn't enough of your whiny family. Now, back on the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se, so all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in place of real logic is hardly the VOD come of a. It seems this motto not very clever. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken, considering he cheated the entire time. For no one should have conceived of the notion to convict all defendants in the first place.
Objection!
That's a foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. There's nothing wrong with one sincere faults in perfect victory.
Hold it!
That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth. You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. Come here and kiss me, boy. But you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility of it. The sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask II without bending it. So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need? Of course. What I need is evidence even he can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close. Wait, what does he want? It smells like weed outside. It's possible to use a samurai sword to kill someone. And, under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. It genuinely does smell like that outside. I just smelled it. We searched the embassy, top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall on the owner of said weapon? How long do you intend to cling on to that preposterous theory? As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy. There's no stone we've left unturned. And we've managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. That the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword.
Hold it!
You left no stone unturned. Is that a fact? If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Possibly use a steel samurai to kill someone, and under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion— Okay, I think we have— let me press on this.
Hold it!
The only place where you can find blood was on the samurai sword. That's right, even with luminol. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the steel samurai sword is the weapon? I guess. If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you. And how do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon. I don't know what we're talking about. The real murder weapon? I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy. And they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Of course. Because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate it when you people like you slander my men.
Hold it!
Oh! Oh! The statue! The statue! Because they can't touch the statue! I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there is something your men couldn't even lay a finger on. It's the statue, and that item is the real murder weapon. Alright then, I'll play along for now. This real murder weapon that killed Damask II. I'm an Irkin. What exactly is it? Real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. It's the statue.
Take that!
The national treasure of Alabast. You mean the prima doc statue? Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which, I believe, means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct? You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babal. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue.
Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He is most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please, let's be rational about this.
Lang Ji says, just go already!
Yes, sir! Shifu!
Yeah?
I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Prima Duck statue.
I see. Wait, but since the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I shall go and speak with the ambassador personally. Save your breath. You may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you gotta be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know? Agent Lang, what do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already.
What? But Shifu, what about causing an international incident?
Quiet! I'll take the fall if I have to later. Ah.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone's to take the responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If we're gonna talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright then. Let's talk and more investigating. If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. I'm touching the statue! Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminol chemiluminescence test on the statue. A luminol test. Ah, good thinking. The statue and the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. If you spray luminol on it and you just look at it, would that mean that you are not technically touching it? Okay, let's get the forensics team in here. Hey! Looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess this means that this is the real weapon that killed Damask II. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill Damask II, so the charge remains. We are hardly done examining this statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that this is the real weapon, I believe further examination is required. Ha! You think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. What the hell? And what do we have here? This dirty smudge. It looks like a handprint? Oh, there's bot in here. Get the hell out of here. What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we got some fingerprints to analyze. Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, forensics guy! I want results on these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me? So, obviously that's the fake statue, right? Because, like, they said that this actual statue is made of solid gold. No way in hell would someone be able to lift it if that was the real statue.
Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir.
Good. And?
Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babalese embassy? The prints belong to him, Mr. Manny Cochin, sir.
But that's... What's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Each Prima Duck statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by the very fact that Mr. Cochin's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babal's Prima Duck statue. Impossible! It can't be! Larry never once set foot on Babalese soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Alabastian knife in Babal. And Damask II was killed on Alabastrian soil with Babal's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yadagarasu who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form. Ooh, the thick plottins. Filet crabs fries. I've left the Damask II investigation to Franziska and returned to Babal. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babal's statue.
Mr. Edgeworth!
So, Kay, what's the situation?
Oh, it's great! Investigating is so much fun!
In other words, they've made absolutely no progress.
We weren't goofing off, honest, sure. We've been investigating our hearts out.
Very well then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation?
We didn't find shit. We had a really fun time, sure.
I knew it. Zero progress. They're so besties. In any case, Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah, sure.
You have permission to enter the Alabastrian Embassy, is that correct?
Yep. As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sure.
Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the pink princess's mask.
The pink princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir?
The kind that was also playing the role of the pink badger yesterday. Oh, understood, sure. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Okay. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either.
What? Are you really gonna throw that autograph away?
Yes, because that steel samurai was a fake. Scrunched up into a ball and disposed of.
Wait, what? What do you mean by fake?
Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Okay, all the evidence removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Let's look at shit over here. Huh, a ladder.
Actually, that's a stepladder.
I'm gonna kill myself. They're the exact same thing.
No way! From their structure up, they're totally different. But of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is the rope ladder. A stepladder is much too heavy to carry around after all.
And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty of being dangerous during an earthquake. Bags of cement powder are stacked up here. I suppose they're for the renovation.
Yeah, because I don't smell a drop of gold here, or any other treasure for that matter.
Okay, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, that was a pretty good play on words there. Ah, Gummy, don't randomly jump into one of our dialogues like that.
Were you eavesdropping on us, Detective Gumshoe?
No, it's not like that, sure.
It would appear that the stage is also scheduled to be renovated.
You know, I would love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the greatest great thief show.
I should think it would be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world.
Yeah?
Look at my badge!
Oh, this is a prosecutor's badge. This proves that you're a real prosecutor, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Precisely.
Well, I've got one too. Mine's a Yadagarasu's badge.
But if you walk around with that on your scarf all the time, all you're doing is proclaiming to the world that you're a thief.
Like I said, the Yadagarasu is noble. And because I'm full of righteousness, there's no need for me to be all sneaky.
Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief, right? How is the investigation going in the Babali's Secretariat's office, Kay?
Huh. Well, even though we found a few treasures, they've all been pretty much burnt to a crisp. The treasure is a terrible thing to waste.
Anyway, is there anything else I should know about?
That's right. You know what I found in that office? A wooden bear carving.
Oh, God.
It's so cute. Can I have it? Huh? Can I?
No, of course you can't. By the sound of things, it appears that there has been no progress in the investigation.
Mr. Redgeworth!
You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective.
Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sure.
So, what did you find out?
Well...
I take it that he has found nothing of particular use, as usual. I can't get over. Look at my badge.
Hey, it's your prosecutor's badge. This thing's really important, right? So what would happen if you lost it, sir?
Why are you asking me such an ominous question?
Well, because I've lost my police badge before, sir. I just wanted to tell you to be careful, sir. Because writing the explanation section on those requisitions forms is really annoying.
I believe someone needs to take his own advice a bit more.
Hey, Mr. Redgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Palladino.
Oh, God. Oh? And what is this something interesting?
This, sir?
Oh.
Whoa, that's so pretty! I'm so jealous! That's a real treasure there!
Why does the flame burn green, Detective?
So, apparently, if you burn the special wit crystal oil that they only make in Babal, it burns this green color, sir.
Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babal should the oil run out.
Hey, Gummy, what about these silhouettes? They stuck some cutouts on the inside of the lanterns so it project the images.
Oh? Silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation.
Hey, what's wrong, sir?
There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much?
Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ah, well, that's because I'm Mr. Redgeworth's partner. Huh? You're gay? I can't believe you took advantage of the confession and stole my role as his assistant.
I know it's in confusion. I expect the two of you to get along and work together on like professionals on this.
So you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these, you can eat wherever you'd like.
And these are?
The discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning.
I appreciate the concern. However, these coupons do nothing for me right now. Look at my badge!
Oh, is that prosecutor's badge? It's a very cool design. Aha! I know. Oh, we should start selling items like this. Souvenirs in Babal. The tourists will absolutely go nuts over them.
Please don't compare a proud symbol of my profession to a cheap souvenir. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly?
Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard that tonight, over in the Alabastian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too.
Mr. Goshen told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. You know what this face reminds me of? It reminds me specifically of that TikTok that's like, my name is Skylar White, yo, and then he like looks Max's or something. Because of the fire the Adagarasu started.
Exactly.
Ambassador Palladino, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Prima Dose statues.
Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabasta and Babal used to be one country called Cadopia?
Yes, I know that much about your history.
Well, the Prima Dose statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. At least that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth.
So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it. Yes, that's right. Which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue. Therefore, we hold the right to rule is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Alabasta and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Primido statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Palladino knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Ambassador Palladino, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes? Oh, and don't worry, you can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes? Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Maniko-chan, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able and very virile man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. What? To think a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was able to detect his dirty dealings. Except for the dirty dealings I had to direct to fulfill. It sounds like Mr. Koshin had a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Bubbly's representative at the Country Unification Council. He's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is that Country Unification Council? Well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. Huh, I suppose not. Check this out. Ambassador Palladino, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Primido statue sitting in Alabasta right now actually belongs to Babal. So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Karma about this earlier. Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babal's Primido statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession... Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. And it is definitely Alabasta's statue. I know because... it's the real statue. Then you're saying that Babal's was a replica. I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew someday that it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight, to say that we could not determine which statue was the real one.
Hold it!
Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out! Our statue is just a hollow gold shell! Even if Babal were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know you either. I never thought that by being betrayed by my own secretary, a real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic?
Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabasta?
Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. And then I did that.
Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country.
Oh no, your power! No! That's the gist of it. Babal is just as strict as Alabasta in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country. Meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the 2 countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries.
You mean the fake Yatagarasu?
In one way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. Of this I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the Rose Garden on the Alabastian side of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech tonight. At least, that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste.
Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it?
I guess it's just a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use?
There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything that could get wet from around here.
I was thinking, they have concerts here at this open air stage from time to time, right?
Alright, I'll find its owner later.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this?
What is this?
It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time.
Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it for you. Interesting. What does this say? There is a sign here warning passersby to take precautions around this renovation site. Hi, you're over. Quack.
They're really going all out, huh? There's construction going on everywhere.
I believe Ambassador Palladino said that it was attract more tourists and visitors.
But what can they do with the new stuff they're building? Hey, what do you think they should do, Mr. Edgeworth?
How about transforming it into a courthouse?
Hey, be serious.
But I was being serious. Dork.
They're having a real time of it cleaning up after the fire.
Huh. I suppose we just stay out here and investigate the stage some more then.
Just looking at these scaffolds makes you want to climb them.
I recommend that you do not try. There was a fire burning here until not too long ago.
Yeah, but I think enough time has passed, so it should be all right. Thief Child says, if there's a height to be scaled, then scale it you must.
Starting from Thief Child, would you care to explain what you just said?
This bush looks like the perfect place to hide some sort of treasure, you know?
Ah, but there is no treasure inside those things.
Aw, too bad.
But we do have a lot of treasures back in Babal.
Sounds great. I'll be sure to pay you guys a visit sometime for a 5-finger discount.
Sure. We welcome you anytime. Are you sure you really want to invite a thief into your country with open arms?
Hey, do you detect the scent of treasure coming from this bush?
The scent of treasure? Not at all.
Ugh, Mr. Edgeworth, you're totally not with it.
I'm not with it?
No, and it's important for both thieves and prosecutors to be energetic.
Perhaps for a thief like you, but that level of energy is unbecoming of a prosecutor. Oh, Edgeworth. You will meet him soon.
You really think so? That prosecutor you met at Gaywaterland seemed to be pretty active.
Well, he's not a prosecutor anymore. See how everything just naturally balances out? Yeah, he's very much not a prosecutor anymore. Quite the opposite, actually. There's a flat panel, VCR, and a rope. Do samurai videos on this table.
Aren't they worried that if they leave the tapes out on the table like that, the Yatagarasu will make off with them?
I honestly doubt the Yatagarasu would want to steal samurai videotapes.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong. The fake Yatagarasu may not want to steal them, but you never know with the real Yatagarasu.
Please stop eyeing the tapes with that look of want in your eyes, Kay. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabas now, but...
I know. I'll go back to Babal and do some more investigating there.
Hey, Lang. I see your back, Mas Edgeworth. How is things in Babal? Also, I can't so say I expect much from Scathy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Cochin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation to the Yatagarasu has. Ah, yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now, I find it hard to believe. The person who conflates others was between the two counties of Ville? Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. Pardon. I heard that this is where witness claimed to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Albert was sick of his speech here tonight in Alabast, and that's when the Yatagarasu appeared.
The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly, it vanished. After that, there was this fire at the Babalis embassy that the Hatsugasu had started. I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. Lang. What the hell? There was an overturned spotlight here. Then the Yatagarasu appeared. The audience was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose it's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here, considering the area is so small. I sought to use my whip to catch the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor saps were hit instead. Rose. Statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says it is a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Plimido. Huh. Well, might as well. It seems that you are lousily sinks a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue and she somehow made the leap to that. Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid in these bushes? Of course not! They're horse bushes! You've been spending so much time with Sagathi and that girl still holding off on you. But it's alright. I'll take you out of your stupor. Now, see, next time you feel like sleep talking, remember that I'll flip you for you. All I tried to do was offer up a possibility, and this is what I get? There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. This pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The pool spots are said to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. Would suggest that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case. Yeah, the fire! The fire! I wonder— what? How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Auntie. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun?
Objection!
Alright then, did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again?
Hold it!
Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, Pink Princess. Is it Pink Princess?
Hold it!
Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant, but rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there! Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swinging around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. There are some beautiful roses here. They appear to be well maintained. Helping to nice smells at first, the arrangement is devoid of any design sense. Roses only truly shine with their like color. One color per location. They look so beautiful when they're all mixed together like this. I drank all my drink.
I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not. On second thought, there's a rather serious look on her face. I'd better leave it be. No, she does have a point in flower arrangements here. Well, they should clearly these things to proper balance of these sources. I want people to comment on the proper balance of things. The statue bears a resemblance to the Prima Donna statue. The plaque says, King Prima Donna in the battlefield. In order to save the Queen Prima Donna put his life on the line in event of war. So Prima Donna was actually a person of royal blood. I thought it was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, that surprises me is that a real person who looked like this seal samurai existed. I suppose there's that, too. I'll talk to him last. So, this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. This stage was set up nicely, however, where was the audience supposed to sit? Huh, perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool. That's such poor planning! It was just there was no place else to spot or two by the pool. So you really should have made scenic arrangements like how the gallery is set up in court. Indeed, you can sense that consideration for the viewers was taken with those. So, in the end, to speak on this audience for it to stand the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. Chair. Chair. I suppose Ambassador Alba sat in this chair. Ambassador Alba is very elderly. The chair was prepared for him should he have gotten tired during his speech. In that case, why didn't he plan to make his speech sitting down in the first place? The ambassador is also quite prideful, that's why. It sounds like my old principal from grade school who'd speak at assemblies. How was the investigation proceeding on your end?
Like he says, that's top secret.
If you're going to attempt to imitate your superior, at least do it well. I don't suppose he believes in the accidental leakage of information. Were they filming it? Maybe? That's possible. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders?
Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person ran a light, sir.
Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case.
Sir, not a single thing, sir.
Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang? Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor, come here and kiss me, boy. I would like to just thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did, tsundere ass. Yeah, the lights on the side and lack of consideration for an audience would imply that. That would make sense. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you want me to drag you out screaming, Mr. Prosecutor? Look at my badge! Lang Ji says, there's no value in trusting those who bear this mark. Let me fill you in on what I hate the most in this world. People who go around showing off that badge. Sorry, but that's one opinion I'm never going to budge on. Oh, shoot. You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time, so naturally you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief all right, with my own 2 eyes. The Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. When the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when the cries of, "It's the Yatagarasu!" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. And by the time we got to the area lit again, the deft thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, We don't know. But one thing is for certain. The Yatagarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was this thief's silhouette. Yes.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with the same shape, not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I think it was there's like weird statues in weird places. I think it was just the statues and shit. I expected no less from my subordinates. Now let's hear what you know on this subject. This.
Take that!
The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Is it not possible that it was created by the statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, my search first? The statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct, however, the statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? This thing.
Take that!
It's another statue? The Yatagarasu shadow is made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared... You believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagarasu statue? Shadow? Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. I'll reveal your true form. First, if you set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primido in the battlefield. The shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light up on the queen who spoke of love to King Primido. Her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop to her stage. Where's the leaf? Aha! So if we had to combine these two shadows... It looks nothing like the Yatagarasu shadow. Massachusetts, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Francisca! The way the light needs to be shown on the queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe the whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow. Her hand? One part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the... That's stupid. Sorry, that's really stupid. That's not what a hand looks like. Why didn't you say this in the first place? You're right. I apologize. Is the hand...
Take that!
Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Ah! That's right, it can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Francisca, could we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the queen's left hand? That's not how shadows work. Alright, let's give it this high and see what we get. That's stupid. That's not how that works. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand, and then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also a part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu's shadow had vanished. Which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabasta tonight. The only country that the thief visited was the ball, although it can be assumed. The Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabasta. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the existence of this accomplice. My beloved Heelys. How's the investigation going? Oh, how's the investigation going? Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I have left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu. So, yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? No. Sure, but you might regret it. They're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, "I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist." She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. Oh. What in the world? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air! Times, they are changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires, when the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after the fire. The blur in this picture took off from the Bobbly's embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabast.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. You know what I think? My theory. That's the Iron Infant. They brought it up earlier, and it's like a doll that they like strung through the air or something. It's like covered in a sheet. Is it a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Not that long ago, actually. Don't you remember? Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Damn it, Larry! Am I up to a task? Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babal investigation for a bit. A height. So the Yatagarasu was just a shadow. The calling cards of Facent was what so everyone often made them assume things. It's possible that all of the events tonight were a part of the overall plan. I'm going to continue investigating on the Alabastion side. You two, as I always say, don't do anything stupid, alright? I wonder if he's alright. It's unusual for him to be so nice. I think he is simply concerned for our well-being, Francisca. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you.
Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation.
Yes, let's. I love Kay. This place is still an absolute wreck. Was that always there?
To think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started.
It would appear that way.
Hi, Mr. Edgeworth!
Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Palladino, but I have yet to find his killer. And I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu.
Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. Real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who was only out to steal the truth.
Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright?
Mr. Palladino.
I like this guy. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure! Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there was a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it'll bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything.
Thank you, Mr. Palladino. You're a total gentleman.
You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss.
Hey, Sir Palladino!
Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly.
You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin?
We should probably start by comparing the statue of this room before and after the fire. And then, we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted.
Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet the person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer.
We don't know that yet, however, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Adagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved.
I knew it! That woman is almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer.
Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. Speaking of the Adagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad.
Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too?
Yes, he's been chasing after the Adagarasu for all these years.
Uncle Bad.
Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire.
What? That kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Adagarasu after all?
I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either.
This could be how that person escaped.
Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Okay. Let's start over here. It appears that the area was heavily damaged by the fire.
Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything.
Yay, say the line! Bink. There's a bottle of Bobbly's ink out on Mr. Cochin's desk.
And it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside.
The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink.
Hey, Mr. Palino! It looks like your precious Bobbly's ink is all right after all.
What? That's odd.
Hold it!
Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there's something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? How strange? It looks like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them.
The ball sure gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. I could call it the Great Thief Coupon.
And what kind of discount would that need you?
The 5-fingered kind, what else? And I'd steal an extra thing or two for the bear.
Things such as?
Such is the truth. What else would I steal?
What I wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right about now. Kay stealing things is the definition of that one image that's like, remember, a real pirate never takes things that don't belong to them. I like to believe she shoplifts. There's only one book left standing here. Treasures of the World.
Wait, what? Let me see that. Uh-huh. I see. Oh! The most important part was blackened by the fire. Why, cruel fate, why?
It looks like the map of where the treasures are located has been burnt.
So I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh?
Well, what did you imagine them to look like?
I thought that the balls would look like a flower, and the receiver would be a butterfly. That way, it looked like the butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower base.
If any country had a flower phone, it would be Alabast, don't you think?
Oh, then maybe the phone I envisioned would have been from when they were Cadopia?
There's really no point in asking me about something that never existed in the first place.
Ha! You know what you lack, Mr. Edgeworth? But curiosity and an imagination.
Pardon. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire.
But it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit. I don't think that's a word.
Huh, I suppose we really should take a look. That is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. Wait a second. Kay only shoplifts from big corporations, yeah. She doesn't even count that as stealing.
Eureka!
Like, in her mind, that's not even a crime or thief. That's just something she does. The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found.
Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley.
What is What is she referencing? Oh, that's like a place. I don't know anything. Ah! Yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them from the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Palladino, I was wondering if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case...
Oh, did you figure something out?
This note was found in Alabast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II.
Damask II? Then this note...
Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask II to steal the Prima Doe statue. What? Manny tried to steal Alabast's Prima Doe statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. And I think you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. I tapped out. Chair. That looks like a very comfortable chair.
Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting in it?
No, I'd better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times.
Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at the crime scenes.
That's because I'm a prosecutor, and it is a part of my job to examine things.
And my job is to be a great thief.
Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. It's gonna bother me. I need to examine everything. Every suspicious nook and cranny.
That's what he said.
Manny Cochin. His name is written here on this nameplate.
Why would you put a nameplate with your name on it in your own office?
I suppose it's to inform people in case they walked into the wrong room by mistake.
Do you think maybe it's also there to remind you of your own name if you forget it?
Well, either way, it's never a bad thing to set a nameplate on one's desk. There's still more?! Seems that the contents of this drawer survived the fire rather well.
Now that's a sturdy desk. I guess it's the value of solid wood construction. Let's see if there's anything useful left in here, Mr. Edgeworth.
There we go. Got it. You can see the Alabastion Embassy through this window.
So, where were you when you went investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth?
You can see it from here. I was there on the 5th floor. That's where Damask II was killed.
What? You don't mean the Damask II? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this.
Even though Damask II was merely an imposter of the original. A fireplace, huh? So Babal's office has them too.
Two?
There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alabastion office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace.
Huh? If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with the fireplace? You could climb inside, and we could play hide and seek.
And come out covered in soot? I think not.
You really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth.
The safe wasn't open at the time of the fire.
You could tell because the inside wasn't burnt, right?
Yes, and thanks to the safe's fire resistance, the smuggling evidence was preserved.
Aren't safes great? They always hold the wonderful promise of treasures within.
Oh, this one certainly did have a few inside. Ambassador Palladino, what exactly used to be here?
Oh, that used to be a stack of brand new pamphlets. But it looks like they were all burnt up. I guess we'll just have to reprint them. But no matter how fast we reprint them, they always disappear so quickly.
Is the Bubbly's tourism industry really that hot right now?
Of course! Although, recently the most popular vacation destination has been the Republic of Virginia. But we refuse to lose to them, so we've been hard at work promoting Babal.
Interesting. Well, I'm just raising the return from a trip to Virginia myself.
Oh, and how did you like it?
It was alright. I probably shouldn't bring up the fact that I was a suspect on the flight home. We still don't know where the blade of the Babalese knife went. Could it be that the killer walked away with it?
It looks like all the souvenirs suffered some damage from the fire. I just don't believe it! Murder on top of arson? What a disgrace to the name of the Yatagarasu!
The fake Yatagarasu is guilty of much more than just theft, it seems.
I know, because if it were me, my first priority would have been to loot this bookshelf.
You would steal ordinary souvenirs that you can buy virtually anywhere.
You can't buy them anywhere. Each one is specific to a location and has its own value. And items that have memories attached to them are the most valuable of all. It's the one thing you can't replace.
But could you really rob someone of their valuable memories just like that?
No, because even if I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memories.
It's the one thing you can't replace. Huh, a grandfather clock. This one resembles the one in Alabast. Oh, that clock has been with us since back we were still Canopia.
That is one big clock. Hey, does this one have a bird that pops out like a cuckoo clock?
I'm sorry, but no. Oh, but I'm sure you'll love its chime.
Really? It's gonna be 11 soon, so maybe I'll get to hear it then.
Is it that time already? Time sure flies by when I'm involved in an investigation.
Oh, it's not that late. The night's only just begun.
Okay, it's not good for you to stay up late, you know.
Yeah, scramps.
It appears that Mr. Cochin's body has been taken in for an autopsy. The white outline is all that's left to tell the tale of his murder. It's the charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan.
Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music.
I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies.
Yeah, that's it.
But they're nothing alike.
They're totally alike. They spin those babies right around like a record. Like a record, baby, round.
I see. I can guess how you might think that. So this is the real Prima Doe statue.
This is really valuable, right?
That's what they say.
Hold it!
Kay, you're not seriously considering the theft of this statue, are you?
No way, Mr. Redgeworth. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I blink, blink, blinkety, blink, blink, blink. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue is worth.
Huh. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babalese embassy here tonight. What a bother all of that was.
Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jam and Ninja show.
The first occurred at the start of the Jam and Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jam and Ninja show was the second one of the night. Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make a reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires, on the 4th and 5th floor were put out. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out.
So then, what was the extent of the damage in the second fire?
The first fire was contained to this floor. The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above it that caused it. That's, how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself. All gone in the blink of an eye.
I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Paleno.
Oh, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it that you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very, very well. Let's see, I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up, and then I brushed my teeth. After that, I had a roll for breakfast.
Hold it!
Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version. All right, yes, I can do that for you. So, what did Mr. Coach and you do this morning? I can't talk about that. That's private information. Originally, we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja, but Manny and I wanted to turn into a photo op, so we were here tidying up this office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office. Why were you not here cleaning on your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Which is why both the Prima Dough statue and the Bob Elise knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take too much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed, and expired coupons in the fireplace.
I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh?
About that, I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of his secretary's anger.
Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning, he got mad at me. I spilled some bubbly ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying I should treat the ink with more respect.
Talk about the boss getting bossed around. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together into the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were there together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare my handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Palladino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, all right? I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But where I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see in the room at all.
Hold it!
The fire was green. What was the cause? Well, wood crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. Huh. And Bobbly's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. Hang on. Okay. You know, I thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk.
The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery.
What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? I believe that you said that you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired the Damask II. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's events.
But because of the Yatagarasu and the fire here, that got canceled, didn't it?
I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been canceled. For you see, a Babal statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Cochin know about Babal's Primido statue? Of course he knew! That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, "Let me handle it. It'll be all right. I'll find a way to make sure that you're the ambassador of the reunited Canopia." At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it!
Mr. Cochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all of that to ensure that you are the next Canopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or ever will be. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. But I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness. Oh! Here you are, Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested?
Yep, got it all right here, sure. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy?
It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective.
Oh, I wish nothing, sure. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad.
There's like a joke here. What do you mean?
Well, I know what you are! As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm gonna find my own wonderful partners. I wish I could have a relationship just as beautiful as you guys do. It really is beautiful how people can find love. And when I do, I'm gonna become a good Yatagarasu just like my father, alright?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it truly is a wonderful thing to find a partner that you can trust. Like, they had to have known, right? This was done on purpose, right?
You bet! So what now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor.
Yeah?
That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon.
Oh, you mean Little Thief? You're coming around on, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered and the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire.
You got it! Alright, here we go! Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares to take wing, what alone remains all-seeing? Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood!
Green. Seems there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route that the person Kay saw used as well. Oh, what is this? Is this some sort of light show I've not told about?
This is the power of a true vigilante! It's recreating the room with the info I inputted!
Really? That is certainly one interesting device there you have, Miss Faraday! I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Detective, you took part in the initial Babal investigation, correct?
Yep, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sure.
But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burnt to a crisp. Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh?
Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic?
Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came into the Babalese embassy at all?
I didn't personally. And the other staff members told him they never got a good look at the person either, sir.
Huh. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective.
The second fire broke out around the same time that the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabast. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal, which caused some panic.
Hold it!
So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babal.
Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know.
Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more.
A person in a long coat. Sounds like the exact same person I saw.
The Yatagarasu who appeared in Alabast was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal is also suspect.
You can't be serious. Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto, you?
So the Yatagarasu appeared and caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Kochin, and then disappeared. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu?
I did, but well, this embassy is huge, sure. I got separated from the other staff members I was with, and I was lost for a while there.
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that from now on, sure.
Oh, another bot. Get out of here, man. Die.
But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around in the third floor hallway, sure. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away. No, that's probably when I found Mr. Kochin's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got really worried and ran as fast as I could. And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. He covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, I see. So it can be useful once in Blue Moon.
Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did.
Huh. I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her here.
Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door.
Wait a second. She was in the room next door, and on the other side of the building, the two fireplaces are connected, so that must mean that this fireplace is connected to the room next door. So she could have killed him, gone into the room next door, came back around and come in and be like, "Oh, you did it!" Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier.
Well, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then, during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu.
She seems to be a very dedicated agent. It would do well to learn from her.
Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir?
You can... We've already talked about this.
Let me out! Let me out! I've already seen this! Let me out! I've already seen this! Let me out! I've already seen this! Ah!
Fireplace, huh? So the Ball's offices have them too.
There's a fireplace.
There's a fireplace in relatively the same location. Found something that I'd rather not recall ever again. Yeah, what I think is that you can push the fireplace and that Sheena was the one who killed the guy. That's what I think.
So, Babal is really into pushing their tourism industry, huh?
Yes, it would appear that way.
You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case?
Do you already have a destination in mind?
Huh. Well, ideally, I'd like to go somewhere where I can continue my thief training.
Well, if you want to learn the fine art of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jammin' Ninja TV show.
Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth.
can't believe she took me seriously. Knife.
Looks like one of the Bobbly's knives was already missing before the fire began.
So it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away.
The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle from the real murder weapon. And Babal's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think?
I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babal's woes. These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Palladino saw.
Flames like these? It's no wonder he couldn't get in.
Hey, by the time he came into this room, had the fire already been put out?
Yeah, the fire died out or something by that time.
Then the fire in here only burned from the time that the fire started on the 3rd floor until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir in Babal, I suppose.
I guess Mr. Palladino was just lucky enough to run into the fire as it was burning, huh?
Yes, you could put it that way. And since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course.
I knew it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Cochin's killer.
That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you, and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here.
Okay, maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in. But then, what did the person set on fire to make the green flames?
Huh, well, whatever it was that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire.
And since the fire's green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean.
Yes, and I do believe that what you're thinking is exactly why these flames are green. Hang on. It's the freaking lantern! It's the freaking bat!
Take that!
Oh, I dropped my towel. The silhouette lantern. Its green flame comes from the wit crystal oil it's burning.
Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off.
I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by wit crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there is only one other thing made from wit crystal oil.
Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Palladino was mistaken about, right?
Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation. The badge? Oh, yes, my prosecutor's badge burns green.
What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sure?
Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from wit crystal oil that Ambassador Palladino was mistaken about. It's the freaking ink.
Take that!
Bubbly's ink is made from wit crystal oil.
Oh, so it just burned the same color as the flames in the lantern, huh?
Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this oil were in this room were not from a bottle of Bubbly's ink.
Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right?
Yes, however, we know that Mr. Cochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe that what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames.
Oh, yeah! I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It would appear that I've finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. Made of Bubbly's ink, the source of the green flames. It's the money!
Take that!
What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhengfa.
You're kidding! You're saying it was Mr. Cochin who made the counterfeit bills?
I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Why, yes, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. I didn't think anything of it, though. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed his crime. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. His grandfather clock. It was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire.
Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming.
Uh-huh. That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanisms or something? Ambassador Palladino, maybe take a look inside that clock. Sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the inside of the clock.
Yes, sure. I'm on it.
Federal Cock Inspector. Mr. Redworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire, so this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. What exactly was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock?
Sounds like it wasn't Mr. Palladino who put the wire in there.
Then perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did. We've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Palladino about it. Ambassador Palladino, there's something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office. It appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same, as my room is currently under renovation. We worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office.
You mean for your handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja?
Yes, that's right! I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babal's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabasters, take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Huh? Connect what dots? Oh, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Ha 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 ha! Oops. Ha 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 ha! Ha ha! The Alabastian and bubbly sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway.
Secret passageway?
In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall.
A revolving wall? That sounds like something out of a ninja house!
Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sure? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this.
Agreed. And my first thought is it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace.
It looks like just another fireplace, though, doesn't it? So, how do you turn it again?
In Alabast, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace.
Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it.
Hold it!
Ah, you scared me, sir.
There was something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts.
Huh? But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? Where you thought there'd be one, right?
We did, but that's not what I'm referring to. Something is missing from the scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? He said that he forgot to clear away the ashes, right? He left ashes there. Ambassador Palladino, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace, today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right. But why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry, I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go?
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth?
You don't really think that Ambassador Palladino... It just proves that the fireplace wall was used. I just noticed this looks like a... Penis. Markov cog. No, there's no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe that his testimony is wrong either. It is the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might want to update the fireplace data for me.
You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files and... Sounds like we pretty much figured everything out now, huh?
Huh. Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us.
Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right?
Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know?
There's really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. Fascinating. But yeah, the ashes not being there just proves that it was used. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple.
Not because someone cleaned them up, right?
No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Palladino said that he spilled some Babbly's ink in while he was burning the files. And yet, there was not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere.
Well then, I don't know what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used.
Then, you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there?
Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. And after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace.
Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route!
I have, but this is the only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. Wait! If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room.
Well, the person who was in the next room was... Oh! It was that person, sure?
Yes, Detective. Agent Sheena.
It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena is the killer, isn't it?
Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. I'm just gonna check something. I wanna see what part we're on. Okay, we're at the middle right now. I'm gonna check how many parts are in Turnabout Ablaze, because if it's like a significant amount of time, like more than an extra hour, then I might actually call it at the 4-hour mark again and just finish it. Okay, yeah. It looks like there's 3 more parts after this part ends. So I don't know if... I think that'll take like longer than 2 hours to finish, so I'll probably actually just leave it for another stream. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she is hiding something from us.
Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself?
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe.
Sure! Is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I have a 2-part specialist assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask II's note.
Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away.
Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall.
Right now, sure?
No, next decade. Of course now! We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we?
Go on, Gummy, you can do it!
All right, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back.
You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective.
Wow! The far wall inside the fireplace really did turn.
That's so neat. Now I want to try going through there too.
There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea.
Huh. It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Bubbly's ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall.
Okay, here I go, sure.
Hold it!
Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer.
Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff.
And your point is? Now, we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right?
No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Yatagarasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the 2 weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how much Miss Yu is related to these embassies.
Mr. Edgeworth.
A number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted.
What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads.
Huh. Was that supposed to be an impression of me? Okay.
If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you have to do is show off your schmancy logical deductions.
Show off. Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that?
Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused, like a laser, on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us.
Okay.
That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know?
That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake.
Yay! Looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! I'm back, sure! Yes, I can see that. Good work, detective. Looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sure.
Are you alright, Gummy?
I'm okay. It's just a bit of waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I slap my nuts. Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black. Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sure. Huh, I see. Thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh, no, sure, I could never. This is just my old coat, sure. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it clean, but, you know. I see. Very well, then. As you wish.
So, because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right?
Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact.
And that is?
I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it.
The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take quite a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theatrum Neutralis, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. So, I'm thinking... Because I know I said I was going to finish the game tonight, but I feel like we're not even anywhere close to doing that. And I'm very sleepy right now. Like, my voice is getting all messed up. And I don't want to force myself to go through a mystery game when my brain isn't working. So I think I'm going to actually call it for tonight and finish the game next week. This happens every time. I'm like, I'm going to get to the end of the game today, and then I don't. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it tonight, and then next week will actually be the finale. I'm assuming, because there's only 3 parts left of the case. But we're still at the middle right now. So... yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, and then we'll go for another 3, 4, 5 hours next week, depending on how long it takes. But yeah, I think that's gonna be where we call it for tonight. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, so later this week on Saturday, I'm going to be playing Deadly Premonition with my very good friends Prince and Lana. So definitely join that if you're able. Definitely show up, because I want to make them feel welcome. I want them to have a good time. I want them to enjoy. I want them to have fun. So definitely show up if you're interested and say hello to them. We have some wonderful reactives that Prince drew for me and her, and then Lana's gonna be having her own reactive as well. It's very, very exciting. We're gonna be playing just like the campiest game ever. I'm super duper excited. But yeah, definitely show up. Definitely come if you're able. But yeah, Saturday, 3 p.m. PST. Let's see who's live right now. let's raid into Digital Vagrant. No raid phrase today, because yeah, let's just go say hello to Digital Vagrant. And I will see you on Saturday. Bye! Thank you so much. Oh, I forgot to press the button. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. But yeah, have an absolutely wonderful rest of your night. And I will see you on Saturday. Bye-bye!